Well, I figured it was time to revisit Universal Studios Florida. And today we're going to be talking about all things Back to the Future, which is one of my favorite films, and I'm wearing a Back to the Future shirt here for this occasion. Hi everybody and welcome to the World of Micah. Today we're going to be finding everything that has to do with Back to the Future here at Universal Studios Florida. You're going to get to tag along. Now, let's take a closer look. So what we're going to do is walk around the entire property, find everything that has to do with Back to the Future, the ride, or Back to the Future, the film. Because even though the ride is no longer here, which by the way, opened May 2nd, 1991 and closed March 30th, 2007, there's still plenty of merchandise, props, references, a lot of stuff paying tribute to one of my favorite movies of all time. Ooh, it's Mardi Gras and spring break and it is busy. And not to mention the fact that we just celebrated 35 years of Back to the Future. That merchandise is still going very strong here in this park. Now there's several places you can get merchandise for Back to the Future on property. One of those places is right here at the Film Vault. As you step in, they have a hoodie here. And not only does this place have Back to the Future merchandise, you can see the Vinnie Mates. I don't know what these are, but they're cool. They look like Legos almost. Doc Brown. They have a Marty. It's the shirt I'm wearing right there on display. But they also have really cool props that are signed by the cast. They have the hoverboard here. You can see each of the actors who signed it in the photographs. Tom Wilson, Leah Thompson, Principal Strickland, Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox, and the Doc, Christopher Lloyd, all signed this hoverboard. And then this is the main display here, which is funny, I own half of this stuff. This is, oh man. So we have some socks here, button pack, and a keychain with the time circuit. Love this lanyard. I actually got this last time I was here. You've got everything. T-shirts, plush. This is a really cool shirt. The license tag, and you can take the license tag home with you if you had a time. Got a little Marty figure here. Plush Doc and Marty. And I did get this recently. Time Machine scented candle. I like the way it smells. It's almost like a fresh car scent. And I love this lunchbox. I have this in my collection too. On the back is the comic book. You could even get some boxer briefs of Back to the Future. Man, that's a good looking shirt. And I think today I'm gonna be purchasing this. The time circuit sign. Hang this up. See, it even has little slots there. A wooden sign. 35 bucks. I think this is gonna go home with me. Got a Biff's automotive detailing shirt here for Hill Valley. And 1.21 gigawatts baseball tee. I love these. These were released for the 35th of Back to the Future. The NECA figures. Look at that. 1985 Marty with a guitar, skateboard, the Madrid skateboard, screen accurate figure, really cool. Love this one. You got an Ultimate Back to the Future Part 2. Marty with the hoverboard here. Love it. Even comes with the Pepsi. And then what is this one? Oh, it's Doc from Part 2. I love it with the see-through tie. Man, that's so cool. And it has emergency cash. And then this is the Ultimate Biff Tannen from 55 with the Sports Almanac Part 2. Look at that, Western Auto Stores. And the Enchantment Under the Sea Dance Flyer. They did such a good job on these. And I like how they look on the front. They're like little displays. Now I actually like these a lot. These little figures they have. Look at that. 2015 Biff, Marty on the hoverboard. We got 2015 Doc and 1985 Doc. 1985 Marty down here. Comes with the skateboard and the video camera. I love these. I think they're really cool. And they have time machines you can get that light up and have sound effects. Part 2 and a part 3 down here with the white wall tire. But you get the part 2, you get the hover conversion. But I only see 2 and 3. Now there is a signed 8x10 photograph of Michael J. Fox. Right here you get the photo of him signing the piece and then the signature, $4.75 for that. And then they have another hoverboard here signed by the complete cast for the most part. No Crispin Glover. That's the tough one. And if you guys know Crispin Glover, he probably would have written an entire paragraph down this hoverboard and then signed it right down here. But all of this he would have taken over. That's just what he does. Here's an 8x10 autographed photo of Mr. Christopher Lloyd, Doc Brown here. The Nike mags for $1,100 signed by Michael J. Fox. And the time machine, a part 1 time machine signed by a good chunk of the cast. I see Christopher Lloyd on there. I see Lorraine. I see Bob Gale right there. Tom Wilson, Biff. $2,000 for that. And you can get the movie poster right here, an 11x17 version. They do have an old school Universal Studios Florida promotion with Back to the Future, the ride. And check out this art piece they have for $3,000, signed by a good chunk of the cast, including Bob Gale. That's awesome. It's cool when you get like cast, you know, of the film, and then you get someone like Bob. This was his baby. He wrote this story. You got Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox together here. Standalone Doc. Another Chris and Michael from part 2. Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Enchantment of the Sea Dance autograph. Now, I love this, the part 3. The only problem is it's not signed by Mary Steenburgen, but it is signed by Michael J. Fox with the Marty, which means this was recent. He just started adding Marty. And look, Leah Thompson signed it with Maggie on there. Christopher Lloyd Doc right here. Mad Dog, Tom Wilson, and Bob Gale. To me, this is something special because you get the character names from pretty much everyone. I do like how they show the actors signing the poster from the signature. You know, the signing, the private signing. It's kind of cool. You get to witness them doing so. Look at Leah. I love her. She's so awesome. And then they came out with this retro Universal Studios Florida line. Look at that. Clock tower here. Marty and Doc. Then a little piece of the Back to the Future ride right here. Buckle up. Doc Brown is sending you on the ride of your life in his time-traveling wonder car. A supersonic experience that propels you beyond the boundaries of imagination and straight into the ultimate time travel adventure. It's a 1.21 gigawatt adventure that brings the blockbuster to life and hurls you into a new dimension of thrills and excitement. 1991. I have another retro line tag here. Go on your vehicle. But Back to the Future, the ride's still there. I do remember this having Doc's like top of his head looking at the DeLorean going along. There's an old logo that looks like that. I wish they would have brought that back for this because everyone has their respected, you know, character. But we do get the clock tower and Back to the Future ride. I just wish we had Doc or a DeLorean. And I think we saw everything in this store that has to do with Back to the Future. Oh, there's one more up top. The classic 88 miles per hour shirt and the Michael J. Fox autograph from the Enchantment of the Sea Dance. So yeah, if you're in the actual park of Universal Studios Florida and you want some Back to the Future merchandise, that's your spot right there, the film vault, right next to Transformers The Ride 3D. So now let's head over to the old Institute of Future Technologies and see what remains from Back to the Future The Ride. And would you look at that, the dock is out. right next to the Part 3 train. This is great. I'm gonna line up and say hello to the doc. How cool is this? Right next to the screen used Back to the Future Jules Verne train. How you doing, Doc?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, about 97.85% really well. Good to see you.
Love it. Good to see you too. I had to come over and say hey to the Jules Verne today.
Oh, absolutely.
It's kind of a Back to the Future day for me today.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm just walking around seeing everything that's still here from Back to the Future.
Excellent. Well, you know, you got to do that every once in a while.
Yeah, I got to see it. It's good to see you, Doc.
Good to see you, buddy. I'll see you in the future.
All right, or in the past.
Absolutely. Good to see
See,
you.
it's amazing. The dock, right over here, next to the Jules Verne train,
Is that okay?
which is screen used, by the way, from Part 3. Now, I did an entire video talking about everything that's original on this train to the film. If you guys look up above right now, you can see that link. Click on that, check out that video. That was one of my favorites that I've done of the Jules Verne train. Now, a lot of this has been redone, but majority of it is still screen accurate. But this is the actual train from the film. The back piece is missing. That does upset me because I feel like that's very iconic to the train, but I'm still thankful we have this here and the fact that it's on the track. This DeLorean is not screen used. This is a replica that's on loan right now to Universal, but it is very well done for what it is, but this is not a screen used DeLorean, just so everybody knows that. But if you listen, you can hear some sound effects and everything going along with it. The time circuits are on. And there's a sports almanac. So technically this would be a Part 2 replica with the Mr. Fusion added in the back. And that means this is a hover conversion DeLorean. Not sure if this replica does that. I've seen that before, where the wheels turn up and it does drive. But you can see the flux capacitor right through there. It is fluxing.
Like I said, it'll be fun when we can just walk around.
They do have a plaque here, but this is promoting Back to the Future, not Part 2, but the original 1985 Academy Award-winning film. But the replica they have here is a Part 2. So, you could say that this is the Back to the Future time machine from the end of Part 1. I'm being nitpicky because I'm a huge fan. This is the other side of the Jules Verne train here. That's where Doc and Clara and Jules and Verne, their boys, all would have been standing, talking to Marty and Jennifer right through that door right there. Blows my mind every time I come here and see this. All right, so this back in the day, up until 2007, 1991, 2007, this was the area that was home to Back to the Future, the ride. The Institute of Future Technologies was straight ahead, and before this was the Quickie Mart, this was known as Back to the Future, the store. I have a few photographs I can match up on the inside to show you kind of what this looked like. Shout out to Television Archives on YouTube for posting this video. I took some screenshots from. You see the DeLorean was busting through. Right over there where that squishy is, that was where that DeLorean used to be. How cool is that? Pay attention to those lights right there. They're still here. Those row of lights. They're still here. And then there was a photograph of Einstein, and they had all kinds of DeLorean models and a t-shirt of Back to the Future right over here in this area. So instead of Bart's and Itchy and Scratchy, you could get DeLoreans right there. And then this is another shot of the cash register. They had out of time name tags you could get. DeLorean busting through is what it looks like now. And then this was looking outside of this gift shop at Back to the Future, the ride. You would have been looking at it from here. A lot has changed. As you can see Men in Black right over there. This was later, way later in the timeline of Back to the Future, the ride. Really difficult to see this photo, so I'm going to insert it in but this is what the store looked like. Back to the Future, the store. The DeLorean was down there in the front. Had a pretty much the same shell, but had a different look at the time. There's a sea of people here today. This is kind of insane. A little difficult to see this photo too, so I'm going to insert it in to the screen. This was the entrance right here, what it looked like. Well, this was the Institute of Future Technologies, the Back to the Future, the ride. Shout out to laughingplace.com for this photograph. And this is what it looks like current day. It's all changed to Krusty Land for The Simpsons, the ride. But there's still a few things that are original from Back to the Future, like the glass right over here and the overall shape of the building. The front has changed a good bit. Krusty obviously wasn't here, but you can still see a few remains, like the glass right here, and then walking up and down the platform, the way it zigzags. This is all pretty much the same from when it was Back to the Future. They just added a few set dressing things here. But I remember standing in this line, going up and down and up and down, all the way up, and riding Back to the Future, the ride. I miss it. I really do miss it. Now in this queue, when you're waiting to ride the ride, there is a snippet, a little cartoon of Doc Brown on The Simpsons. A little nod to the old ride that used to be here. So they do pay a little tribute to Back to the Future, the ride here, even with this being The Simpsons. Now another spot you can find Back to the Future merchandise is here inside the ET exit for the ride. And it's pretty much the same merchandise I showed you guys earlier, but just to know there's two locations for this. Now, I believe this is a magnet, but you can also hang it up. It's a smaller version of the at-a-time license tag. And here inside Amazing Pictures, you can become Marty McFly by placing your face into one of the photos they have. Right up there, you can be on the actual poster. Now, I wouldn't know about this if it wasn't for my buddy Phil, who pointed this out to me. You head inside the San Francisco Candy Factory here, right next to Bruce the Shark. Something pretty cool in here pertaining to Back to the Future. They have a penny press here, and look at this. Marty and Doc on there. I thought that was really cool. You really never see Back to the Future penny press. Now a quick random story. I saw Huey Lewis and the News perform on this stage here at Universal Studios. I believe back in 2015 was when this happened. Played Power of Love and Back in Time right here at Universal. It was awesome. Now before we leave the park, we must stop inside the Hello Kitty Betty Boop store, because there are a few things in here pertaining to Back to the Future. Check it out. You can get a lot of different merchandise of Hello Kitty and Back to the Future. Kitty McFly. One of my first Back to the Future videos I ever did here took place right here on this street. It was October 21st, 2015. Doc pulled the DeLorean around, drove right over here and parked. There was a line of folks out here waiting to meet Doc on that date. They had a live band over here playing songs from Back to the Future. It was awesome. That was one of my first YouTube videos and one of my first Back to the Future themed episodes. The link is above. Please check that one out. There's even Back to the Future chocolate covered malt balls. Came in the store to find the Back to the Future candy bar. I see a picture of Michael J. Fox right over there from behind the scenes with Robert Zemeckis. But they no longer sell the Back to the Future chocolate bars. They do have an E.T. and a Jaws chocolate bar, but no Back to the Future. A little upset about that. All right, one more place to go on our journey. I wonder. Yes. There it is, the bar. See, I knew it existed. It's here inside the City Walk store. One of the ultimate spots for Back to the Future items, the Universal Legacy Store. This is our last final stop of the day. Now a lot of this stuff is the same merchandise that I've shown all day long. However, there are props and pieces in here that need to be in this episode. Some items from the Institute of Future Technologies right here. Them actually doing the construction of the building up there. One of the outfits that the team members wore with the old school Universal name tag, which is the Doc Brown shirt from 1885, well, 2015. He later turned that into the bandana in 1885. Everything up here is from the attraction. There's even an opening day photograph. Mad Dog Tannen, Clara, and Marty right there with Tom Williams. Don't forget the pit bull. Check that out, pit bull. Pit bull hoverboard just popped up there. Just keep watching while you stand here. You'll see stuff. It's cool. It's always changing. Also, when you're in here, they will play the ride audio from Back to the Future from the Institute of Future Technologies. If you listen to the sound system here inside the store, notice this says Hill Valley on it and 88 right there. And here at the U Design, you can get Back to the Future phone case, Time Circuit phone case, and some classic Universal designs too. Yeah, off here to the side of the store, you can see the 8-passenger DeLorean right there. That's right, 8 passengers inside Back to the Future, the ride. Well, we came, we saw, we took care of business here today at Universal Studios, Florida, finding everything that has to do with Back to the Future. Now, don't be a butthead and leave me hanging. If you enjoyed this episode, click the thumbs up button. But I think it's time for me to make like a tree and get out of here. Which means it's time to say goodbye. If you enjoyed this episode, please click the thumbs up button like I said. Don't be a butthead. I will see you guys on the next adventure of World of Micah. If you enjoyed this type of video, don't worry. I have some other ones up my sleeve for the near future. And speaking of future, I will see you guys in the future. Stay weird. Goodbye.